everybody, and welcome to an episode of Psycho's Platters. We're going to call this one episode 110. I'm doing an album review. I do end up getting new albums from time to time. This has got to be probably the first review that I've done since my friends, the Penetrators out on the East Coast, just put out their 45 earlier this year, and I reviewed it and played it, little bits of it, on Psycho's Platters. This show is always powered by coffee. Now, I am a huge Monkees fan. A lot of you people know this. Some of you don't. But, for example, what do I have sitting on my turntable right this very minute but my 1968 original stereo copy of The Birds, the Beads, of the Monkees on Cold Gems? Okay? I have that. But I also have spun several times since I ended up purchasing this just a couple weeks back. I got it courtesy of Amazon UK. The first album release from 7A Records, which is basically a record label of love. I'm sorry, I'm not going to know everybody that's involved in this label, but I do remember Ian Lee. That name stands out. I know he has involvement with the BBC. He's also a huge Monkees fan as well. Ian and I have briefly conversed through Facebook. Briefly. So I was excited about this release just as much as other people were that finally, on vinyl form, after much soul searching and physical searching for master tapes and getting interviews with this great musician, we finally have Micky Dolenz, the MGM Singles Collection, the very first release on 7A Records. This is the front. This is the back. The back has a photo of Micky with Michael Lloyd, where back in 1973-74, there was a band called Starship. That was, well, before Jefferson Starship, of course. They were called Starship, and they cut a few sides. This here was beautiful. This is a work of beauty, I'm going to tell you, everybody over at 7A Records. First of all, you have yourself, this is a gatefold. This is what the inside of it looks like. Okay? Beautiful interview with Micky in here, a current interview. This one was done in March of 2015. Found out a few things about that. The tracks on here, you have 10 total tracks. Basically, the origination of them, it's like I said, it's all the MGM and Romar and all those singles compiled to a physical album. It's beautiful. I'll show you. This is on 180-gram translucent blue. Fantastic. And I'm going to tell you something, okay? Like I said, I've been a Monkees fan since I was 5 years old. I'm going to be 48 next month, okay? But I didn't have any of Micky's solo stuff, except for at one point or another, I had Don't Do It, which was his first one in 65, I think. And I don't even know if that disappeared in a move, unfortunately, so I'm looking for that again. But these 45s are incredibly hard to find on the open market. And even when you do, they go for high dollars. I have never been able to snag one of those, okay? I was lucky. I grabbed a promo MGM Davy 45. I got Rubberine. That was the first one of that time period. But in short, like I said, I like every track on here. The Ooh, She's Young, which is the last track, which was recorded in late 73. I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth about that one. That track sounds like it's got a Leon Russell bouncy to it. I could see Leon Russell singing that, not Micky, and it kind of sounds slightly creepy being sung by Micky. But my favorite seriously on here probably is Easy on You and Oh Someone. I like the A and B side of the first Mickey solo 45 on MGM, which was recorded in September of '71 with help from Peter Tork as well. So you have half the Monkees technically on that release, and I'm happy about that. And if I remember correctly, I could have sworn. Oh, by the way, I'll show you this really quick. It does come with a beautiful picture booklet. I'm not going to show you everything, but I'll show you that page. How about that? Wonderfully done. I'm not kidding you on this. But Mama Cass, if I remember correctly, is also involved singing backgrounds in one of the songs as well. You also have Daybreak, which Harry Nilsson wrote, and he was friends with Mickey and vice versa. And that was arranged and conducted by Nilsson too, and produced. Very, very good product. I'm not kidding you on this. There was only 1,000 copies for the moment. Now, I just read a recent post from 7A saying, believe it or not, there could be a little bit more coming out. That's not official. All right, that's their idea. You know what? And if they do, so what? They deserve it. These 1,000 copies, I guess the last of the 1,000 finally was getting shipped out this month. I'm glad to have mine. If you're a Monkees fan, solo Monkees, whatever, you get this, okay? If you can't get the vinyl, I'm led to believe, according to the post, that there's a digital version coming out soon, which that'll include some extra goodies. And I hope that even though I bought the vinyl of this, that at least maybe there'll be a download code, since there's been a time difference between the purchase of the vinyl and the release of the digital. Only basically because of the extra goodies. I'd love to be able to hear all of that. I think that you guys even said that that's going to be a possibility for the vinyl purchasers, which is great. The CD is a question mark up at this point. The thing that I also like about this, there's a story that ended up that was from here. He goes over to England, Mickey does, in '74, and records some material there, which disappeared. We don't know what. We're led to believe Cozy Powell could have been the drummer on those sessions. That would have been pretty damn cool because I like Cozy. Cozy's one of the best damn drummers that ever was around in the '70s and '80s. I got to tell you, he was a good guy, music-wise. But we're talking before Rainbow here, okay? That Cozy ended up working with some on there. We're talking maybe 4 tracks possibly. It'd be really nice somehow if they magically eventually do find that stuff. Other things I know they're talking about that they might have found a handful of tracks from a potential solo album that Mickey was going to do on Columbia around '89 or '90 called Pain and Promise, which that would have been really cool too. They're talking about a Bobby Hart record, project, whatever you want to call it. Good for him, honestly. I have always liked Boyce and Hart. I think they were fantastic. I still think they're fantastic, and can't wait to see that movie about them as well, which I know was mostly fan funded, which I thought was cool. So that's supposed to be happening. I have additional suggestions if you don't mind me throwing my own opinion. I know there's some late '70s Mickey stuff. I know rights clearances, blah blah blah. The Japanese stuff, or if anything, if you don't have enough to do a justified full complete album, maybe do a split album of Mickey and Davy tracks from the late '70s time period. Yes, I know that it's all exhausting work. I mean, I read the stories. I love this project. Thank you for making this album. Buy this, you will not regret it. Like I said, if another idea, possibly the Davy MGM singles. Like I said, just like kind of like a split album thing, I think would be really, really cool. I know Peter didn't. Well, we're led to believe Peter didn't do too much for the '70s, at least not that we know of. I mean, I don't recall him doing anything till '82. I think he did a 45 in '82 with the new Monks. I think he called it. I remember I have a promotional autographed postcard in my collection from Peter. I think he really sent it to me too back then. But just keep up the good work, guys. Once again, like I said, if you can get it, go to 7A Records Facebook website. Subscribe to them anyway. You're not going, you won't miss out on any of this stuff. See if there's any copies left on Amazon for this, either Amazon UK or Amazon US. I think it might be also US now too. Grab this, or if you missed out on the vinyl, just like I said, subscribe to 7A's website, and at least you'll be posted for the digital downloads. Okay, don't miss this. If you do, you're gonna kick yourself in the ass. That's all there is to it. I love 7A Records. Thank you very much. I love all the Monkey fans. You guys are fantastic. Mickey, I'm going to send this to you too. I just want you to know you're fantastic. I met you back in 10. We only got to talk for a minute or two. I know you were half busy in Chicago, but I just wanted to tell you, you know what? You got charisma. You've always had charisma. Um, I'm not going to lie. It's a toss up between you and Davey being my favorite in that group. But you know what? You branched out, didn't you? You did. And you were able to do things that were non-monkey and still be able to shine. And this is evidence right there. I hope that the fans, and new fans see this and it all comes back to light again, because you deserve it, my friend. And like I said, thank you for letting me be able to air this. This hopefully will be on 7A's Facebook page, and like I said, hopefully Mickey's Facebook page too. And I might even put this on a couple Monkey related pages too. So in case, like I said, I want to throw my own promo a little bit out. I do have a show called Psycho's Platters, PSYKO''S Platters. It is a YouTube music vinyl show that I usually do every week on all different things vinyl, mostly rock and classic rock, but I do touch on other genres too. Thank you for watching this. You take care, God bless, and rock on.